Welcome! I am super excited that you came to watch this because this is going to be our farewell to this house. I don't know about you, but whenever I walk by someone's house and their window is open and I can kind of see, I'm like the peeping Tom. It's really helpful to have a peek into someone else's life in not so much like a manicured way like television and Instagram, and I mean YouTube has some manicured ways too, but really just like real people living their lives on a day-to-day basis. I think it's really cool, and it gives you ideas, gives me ideas of like different lifestyles and what else I could be choosing in life. I can't imagine continuing the rigmarole of the job and then back to home and then the cleaning and then fitting in private time, like that minuscule amount of private time that's so essential for healthiness, that minuscule amount of like connective and intimacy time that's so essential for a good relationship. Taylor and I have really demanded in our lives that we have a structure that means that Atlas can always be with one of us. He works 3 days, I work 3 days, and so we both get a lot of time with Atlas. Basically, since we've created that in our lives and we're allowed to have that, I can see the value and the abundance in that sort of dynamic, and I'm just hankering for more, I guess. I'm selfish for more. Alright, welcome to my lovely home. This is where we sit and watch the boob tube. Most houses have one of those. This couch, I'm gonna miss this couch so much. Addie's little library. I'll go into where we spend most of our time. We have a lounge couch. Who doesn't need one in the dining room? I think that there should always be chairs in the kitchen. Taylor brought me a manzanita branch on our anniversary because I was missing nature so much. I'm going to miss the built-ins. Definitely going to miss the built-ins. We have another bookshelf here. I don't necessarily think I'm gonna miss all of this stuff. I'm also going to miss the gas stove.
Turn on the tea and let it brew. Not one or two.
To the bedroom. We just got a king-size bed, actually, a family bed. And that's actually kind of comical because we just got it a couple months ago and now we're going to be leaving. But we're going to be getting a blow-up king mattress for camping style. And we painted the room. We've only lived in this house for 1.5 years. We painted the room. Hi there. We've only lived here for a year and a half, but there's something else that's like calling me, and so that's why we're getting out of this joint. Hi. Oh yes, here's our lovely closet, walk-in closet. When we first moved in, I was super excited to have this closet, but now it's become the catch-all. Like, everyone needs a scooter in their closet, right? I don't even have that many clothes to fill it up. We have one of the world's smallest bathrooms, not actually, but actually this is the smallest room in the house, but it's got really cool psychedelic marble. And there's some flowers out there. Is our friend here? Hello, Pegasus. Hello. This is what we call the playroom. So there's another bed that we sit on sometimes and read books to get cozy. There's my it's Atlas's great grandma, but my grandma's piano. And then we have all this stuff. And then I moved my sewing studio in here during the winter because it was too cold to heat up the studio all the time. These really cool curtains, oh la la la, they are so hippie fabulous and a little bit ghetto, but it was with all of my leftover fabric, so you know what? I don't think they look too bad. In here was my sewing studio, which has kind of been dismantled because I brought all this stuff inside. It was easier for me to like have 15 minutes when Atlas was busy, I could sew, and then I would like pop up rather than having to go in and out of the studio, and it's just kind of stayed. This has become Atlas's art corner, so she can come here whenever she wants to pick out stuff. And this is her quote-unquote bedroom. We've moved out of the Peppa phase, but Peppa remains on the wall. And she slept in here a couple times. We co-sleep. And she mostly uses this room for hiding. She has a little hideout with all her little friends. And so this little tub is full of stuffed animals. Things that can get washed, we don't worry about. Pretty much everything in this life is washable. And I don't think that I have actually purchased her one of those items. Little kids, they just have this ability to attract all of this awesomeness. I hope that for every little kid. So we're going to be giving some of our things to little kids that don't have that. But this typically for me has been her closet. Oh, I think I wanted to spend a little time in this room because I just want to show how it's really cute and it's really adorable. We have her closet of clothes, she gets extra little spaces to be. So I totally get having a space that they can call totally their own. I dig it, and I don't necessarily think it has to be their own room. I don't think that this space is altogether that necessary for us in our life. The same thing goes, I look at this, you can't really see it probably, but the mobile, I made it when she was a baby in my belly, and we hung it above her crib in the other house for her nursery. And we made this adorable nursery. We actually very rarely use the crib. We didn't know that at first. We didn't know that we were going to be predominantly co-sleeping. We still co-sleep and we love it and it works for us. I like to come in here and read. Sometimes I read. Sometimes I cry in here if I need to because it's got a door. We actually don't promote timeouts or sending kids to your room. When Atlas first started having tantrums, we really didn't know what to do. And I was always sent to my room as a kid. Go to your room, cry it out, do what you need to do, and when you're done, come out. And we did it a few times, but it never felt good. It never felt good. I would sit outside her door and I was just like, what is going on? This feels awful. But I don't know how to handle her. And then we picked up a book. It's called No Bad Kids. I'll put the title of the author up on the screen. And it's about toddler discipline without shame. And I wouldn't even necessarily say discipline is the right word. It's basically like helping guide them within the safe boundaries of your life while not blaming or shaming or telling them they're bad or sending them away in any way. It's about being incredibly present with them. And so now we have this open door thing where if she is having a tantrum or flipping out and we have no idea like what it is about, or we do know it's about, but it's just like completely irrational, and let her have her space to cry if she wants to be angry, to hit some pillows if she wants. I like am there as a guide, letting her know that emotions are raw and they're real, and sometimes they don't feel good, but they're okay. They are okay to have. I mean, as an adult, I had to learn that. I had to retrace my childhood and go back through therapy and groups and all this stuff to like surface all of the emotions that I probably stuffed as a kid because it wasn't okay to have a flip out like that, or it was I was shamed because I had to get sent to my room. See, all these things aren't super conscious. I think that they're just like ingrained in our cellular memory of how we cope with life and our emotions. And so being really present with her has been awesome. So now we may go to our room, but we're together, and I find that once the emotion's fully expressed, then the mood can completely switch. She's not slamming it down because she really wants to get back to us because she feels alone and scared or mad or whatever. She's actually allowed the space to feel it all and then be renewed. It's like she transmutes it instead of stuffs it, which is the habit and the habitus, I think, of so many people, and why so many people are, you know, unhappy and also having to seek alternative modes of healing, whether it be therapy or pharmaceuticals or, you know, who knows, alcohol, all the ways that we cope in this life.
Mama, let's go up here. Mama, you're supposed to lie down with me.
Let's do it together. And folks, we don't have a plan. We do. I'm not gonna like go off into the world not having like a shelter and food plan and everything for Atlas. But we're gonna be traveling. We're gonna be camping. We have a 4Runner that we're gonna be like setting up a situation in the back so you can lay down the seats and put a flat bed, and underneath will be storage. And then we're getting one of those really dope tents that's like connects to the back of the truck when it's open. So it's like, it connects to the back of the trunk so it's all enclosed, and then it opens up into like this huge 5-person tent with a little awning. So we're gonna have this like SUV dealy-bob, and I'm gonna have a big old bucket full of mud pie supplies and our swimsuits, and I'm probably gonna bring my Vitamix. I wanna call it a man cave, but really it's his wood shop. Yeah. And a place where he makes skill toys and kendamas and gets to play with wood and cut things and sit and hang out and listen to music and bring friends over and stuff. And I don't have to move any of this stuff because Taylor's gonna pack it up and deal with it. I can guarantee you that the most healing time I've ever had in my entire life has happened when I've just been out in nature. It's like the remedy to all things. So that's what we're doing. We're gonna go remedy some things because some things have been like, and it's like this cyclical loop that just seems negative, it feels bad, things stop working, the body stops functioning the way it's supposed to, and outside stuff happens. We had a theft here for a while that was stealing a bunch of stuff, and my body was feeling icky, and my relationship didn't feel super awesome, but it was all like stuff in the mind, and I got to step back and see that it was just what was going on inside was just being reflected outside. And so taking a good hard look in here is where change really begins to happen. So we're starting that. Did you unlock it? Thank you. If you don't have a place to return to just go back to that zero balancing point, then you're caught up in a world of continual cycle of suffering. And so I want to be able to return there as we started to kind of lose our footing and just go back and see what happens next. So we're very, very, very excited. And I love you lots. Thanks for watching. Watch again, okay?
Break out the cups and the honey too.
Oh, this little guy was in the baking cupboard this morning. Some of the joys of Arizona. Okay, we're gonna go set you free somewhere far away from our house.
behind the tea and let it brew.